see the anterior and posterior portions of the cornea, and then a clear interval space before one sees the iris. We then use the thickness of the cornea, as seen here, as a ruler and compare that thickness to the thickness of the anterior chamber. In this young myopic patient, you can see that the chamber is much deeper than the thickness of the cornea. This is a patient with angle recession glaucoma. Note the sphincter tear inferiorly. If we put a thin beam of light on this patient's cornea and direct it at the very far temporal portion of the cornea, we can see that the anterior chamber is very deep. Here at higher power, we see the corneal thickness and the very, very deep anterior chamber thickness. At the opposite extreme, this is a patient who has very narrow angles. As we bring the beam of light in, we can see that there is just a hint of aqueous between the cornea and the iris. This is an angle one would consider to be a slit, and according to the Van Herick scale, an angle that is at risk for angle closure. Here we see the thickness of the cornea at a little bit higher magnification, and the very shallow depth of the anterior chamber here in one of the deeper portions of the chamber. One also notices that there are areas where the iris is actually touching the cornea. In this patient with aqueous misdirection, there is no visible anterior chamber,